Black Snow centers a strong, independent mother, a woman who decides to pick up her cell phone and act to protect her community from the environmental catastrophe that's happening around her. And this was, yes, very intentional. I mean, Natalia and I were about the same age. Our daughters are the same age. We both have daughters. And so I felt very personally connected to her, and like I sort of understood her motivation, which I think really comes from her own children who live in this community and breathe this air and drink this water. And so this was very intentional, and I think that it was sort of meant to explore this question of the power of citizen action, like how much one person can really do to change things. That's a good question. Did either of us ever think about giving up during the 4-year process of making this film? I think we were just so deeply in it. We were so committed, and I think that it helped that we were committed to each other, because if it was just one way, if I was just a filmmaker and I really just wanted to make a film about some people, some person, but they didn't really care about what I was doing so much, like they didn't really care if I made a film about them or not. They were just living their life and doing what they would do. I think it wouldn't be the same, and I would be more tempted to give up, but she really cared about the film. The film was so important to her, not because she wanted to be famous, but because she really, really, really wanted people to know the truth about what was happening in Kiselyovsk. I mean, this was a place that people wouldn't believe it if they didn't see it. And she was always kind of screaming into the void, look at this, like, look at what's happening here, look at what's happening to us. And people just, unless they saw these videos, they wouldn't believe it. And she saw the film as like the ultimate proof of what happened to her city. I knew she really felt so passionately about the film being finished and finally coming out that I felt that I had to do whatever it took to finish the film, that we had made a promise to each other. And the promise was, you know, she would do everything in her power to make it possible and as easy as possible for me to film. She would open her whole life to me, but I had to commit fully and finish the film. That was sort of I felt it was this unspoken agreement. It was like the more danger we experienced together, the more strongly we felt about the film and the footage. Because everything that happened, like with the police or, you know, at these threats, it was like gold. You know, we just felt like, oh my God, now we have it, we can show it. We can show how the police treat these people, or the FSB treats people, and their techniques to scare people into silence. And so it was like every time we got something else to quit, it raised the stakes. You know, it was like, okay, but now we're abandoning all of this. Now we've got such powerful proof of how this system works. You know, we can't quit now. So it felt like too much to give up. Like we had to keep going, if that makes sense. Yeah. Maybe it's also a little crazy. Like we're both a little crazy in the same way. Like we don't want to be people to tell us that we have to stop. We don't want to be like, you know, it's a little bit like, fuck you. Like, I'm just gonna finish this film. Like, we're just gonna do it. And maybe also an all-female team, because it was like me, Natalia, my producer, Christine Barfod, she's amazing. She's also a woman. Our editor, Alex Gizensvi, a woman. Our composer, Katya Mikhailova, also a woman. And so we had an all-female team, and I think we felt a little bit, and many Russian-speaking, like Katya and Alex are also from the former Soviet Union, like me. And I think we just felt so strongly, like, about this film. Like, we kind of maybe went beyond normal protocol to finish it, yeah. I mean, I would say no. Like, I don't think that a film itself can change the world, but I think that if it changes the mind of one important person, that could be enough, you know, and you never know. Like, what seed is planted. For us, I think we always wanted our film to add to this feeling that this kind of coal mining, open pit coal mining, is very dangerous and polluting to human health, and to be like the final nail in the coffin of this kind of mining. We're hoping that it's sort of like people look at it and go, okay, like this is what will happen. This is the path we're on if we allow this mine, you know, to open in our community. So we're hoping that it would just be there as this example for humanity of like, don't do this.